Everything you achieve in life depends on two instruments, your body and your mind. You only get one of each. If you neglect them, every goal becomes harder. If you master them, everything becomes easier. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Here is what they taught. Epictetus's teacher was the Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus. Musonius Rufus was not primarily concerned with theoretical philosophy. He taught practical philosophy in the art of living well. In his view, philosophy was not something to be studied. It was something to be lived. Musonius Rufus taught that human beings should live in harmony with nature. He believed that the body should be trained, not for vanity, but so that it can perform its duties well. The person who strengthens the body also becomes better equipped to face life's difficulties. Every achievement requires energy. To perform at your best, your energy must be at its highest. Anyone who wishes to build a successful life must first care for the instruments through which life is lived. Those instruments are the body and the mind. We are born with them, and we will never receive another set. Some may think of the body as something that should look attractive. The Stoics see it differently. To them, the body is an instrument. An instrument does not have to be perfect, but it must function. Musonius Rufus did not believe that a comfortable life was necessarily a good life. On the contrary, he taught that voluntary hardship develops character. The person who becomes accustomed to cold, heat, hunger, physical exertion, and adversity become less dependent on external circumstances. Freedom does not arise because life becomes easier. Freedom arises because the individual becomes stronger. The same principle applies today. A person who exercises regularly learns something far more valuable than how to lift a heavier weight or run a faster mile. He learns that feelings do not have to govern actions. We do not exercise only when we feel like it. We exercise because we have decided to pursue a goal. Every workout, therefore, becomes a workout in character. Discipline is the ability to do what is right, even when what is right is uncomfortable. The same is true of nutrition. Musonius Rufus advocated a simple and natural diet. He believed that we should not eat merely for pleasure, but to give the body what it needs. The simplest food is often the best. When we constantly seek pleasure even in food, we gradually become accustomed to letting our desires govern our decisions. This does not mean that life should be joyless. It means that pleasure should never become master over reason. The person who can refrain from taking what they desire in the moment is more free than the person who always follows every impulse. Epictetus returns to this idea repeatedly. He argues that the truly free person is not the one who can do whatever he wants. The truly free person is the one who can refrain from doing what he ought not to do. The highest form of freedom is self-mastery. The same principle invites us to reflect on alcohol. In many cultures, alcohol is regarded as a natural part of social life and celebration. But the person who wishes to live with clarity and discipline should ask whether alcohol truly provides anything that cannot be found elsewhere. Alcohol is toxic to the human body. No amount of alcohol benefits the body. Even the slightest amount of alcohol is bad for the body. Alcohol impairs judgment. It disrupts sleep. It slows recovery. It weakens self-control. Each of these effects is the opposite of what Stoic philosophy seeks to cultivate. The person who wants a clear mind should avoid whatever clouds it. The body also needs rest. Some may believe that success is achieved simply by working harder than everyone else. There is often some truth in that. But an instrument that is never maintained will eventually wear out. Sleep is not time lost. It is time invested. During sleep, the brain recovers. Memories are consolidated. The body repairs itself. The person who protects his sleep also protects his ability to think clearly, make sound decisions, and lead his life wisely. Yet the body is only one half of the human being. The other half is the mind. The mind is shaped by what we repeatedly expose it to. Every book we read, every person we spend time with, every thought we think, every word we speak. Musonius Rufus taught that philosophy is training for the soul. Just as the body weakens without exercise, judgment weakens without reflection. Owning books does not make a person wise. Living according to what books teach makes a person wise. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations not to instruct others, but to instruct himself. Day after day, he returned to the same principles because he believed that character is formed through repetition. Seneca expressed the same idea when he wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life," that we should live each day as though it were an entire lifetime. The person who continually postpones living rightly will eventually discover that life itself became one long postponement. There is, therefore, no conflict between the body and the mind. When the body grows stronger, the mind often becomes more resilient. When the mind becomes more disciplined, the body becomes easier to care for. Each strengthens the other. The person who nurtures both gradually becomes someone who can endure more, think more clearly, act more wisely, and remain steadier when he is put to the test by life. The body and the mind are therefore not the goal. They are the instruments through which every other goal becomes possible. The person who cannot master his body will struggle to master his mind. The person who cannot master his mind will struggle to master life.